Hello, channeling Eric and Atlantic Scalar peeps. Dr. Elisa Med, who's here, about to read you your little. It's story time, basically. This is chapter 9, My Therapy. Believe it or not, spirits do have therapy. Rewind a bit, back to my soap and shine, infinite blackness of the soul car wash. I did read that, right? Yeah. After I was done, and I was just sort of floating around, starting to get a feel for my new spirit body and senses, more spirits showed up. They weren't the same ones who'd guided me through my life review. I felt that they were different and here for a different purpose. I felt that they were, I already read that. They led me to this table in the middle of another white room. The table was really smooth and made from a material I don't think we have on Earth. There were 3 spirits to my left, 4 to my right, and 1 in front of me who was doing most of the talking by transmitting thoughts directly into my head, which is how most spirits communicate. Even though things, physical appearance are really fluid here, it was as if my heart knew who they were and that they were okay. I felt safe. These spirits said they were going to help me purge some things from the life I had just left. I thought that we'd gotten that all taken care of with the spiritual car wash, but I was wrong. There's a lot of stuff you need to sort out when you cross over, and there's no rushing things. The spirit of the table who did most of the talking was named Kali. It's kind of silly of me to try to describe her because it's only my perception of her. Even calling her female isn't entirely accurate because that's not really how gender works here. But she felt female, so I referred to her that way. I knew she wasn't human, but I was more comfortable seeing her as one. She's really just this light energy, but in my perception, I saw that she had long, bright blonde hair pulled back from her face, and her eyes were blue. She had no makeup on, and even though she looked like someone around my age, she spoke like she had the wisdom of someone who's 100. Kali had this sweet calmness about her, and her movements were slow, relaxed, and confident. She was like a gentle river that constantly moves, and I felt comfortable with her. She looked at me and asked me how I felt, but somehow I could tell that she already knew the answer. I told her I felt okay, but that I was a little confused and nervous. She assured me that everything was going to be fine. First, Kali walked me through what happens at the point of death. She told me to imagine a hand filled with these glittery granules of salt. And these granules are sprinkled into the physical body when you're born. That's the life force, the soul. While the granules are in the body, they can make it move and react like a puppet. Then when you die, it's like shaking all those granules out. She said that I'd had my Eric salt shaken out of me, and I remember thinking that was a really funny metaphor. It is. Kali helped me adjust to my death because she knew I had a problem grasping everything that had been happening to me since I passed. She began by throwing some questions at me. What's the definition of real, Eric? She asked. I didn't have an answer for her, so she continued. As long as you are observing something and participating in it, it's real, whether there's a physical body attached to that observation or action or not. She knew I thought that she was super attractive. She's such a flirt. So she went on to say, you look at me and I'm pleasing for you to look at. Would you define how you look to me as real? Would you define how you look at me as real? Sorry. Okay then, she responded. It's as simple as that. Oh, no, I skipped it. I'm terrible at reading. Would you define how you look at me as real? Well, fuck yeah, I said, because I figured I might as well be honest. Okay, then, she responded. It's as simple as that. You see something, you have a reaction to it, then it's real. She went on to tell me that just because a body dies, it doesn't mean that you no longer exist. That helped me accept that I truly was still real, even though I'd shed my physical body. In other words, she helped me understand what the definition of real is, whether you're a human being walking around on Earth or a spirit like me. Carly then continues something I'd been wondering about ever since I transitioned, that I was made up of some sort of light energy now, and that the body I had left was just a shell, a car that I'd driven around to navigate my way through all my experiences as a human. She also explained that soon after I died, I traveled through different dimensions. First, after I left my body, and then when I crossed over, and then when I went to my life review. All right, we'll stop there. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I've had those and they're no fun. Bye. Follow me on TikTok.